as Michigan, ranked number 8 this week, will host number 25, Illinois. The Fighting Illini. Come take a look at the starting lineups. For Illinois, it had been the same starting 5 for the last 17 games. Well, that changes tonight as Gretchen Doyle is out with a knee injury. So insert Maddie Weber, who averages 12 off the bench. It's going to be about being aggressive, confident, and strong. Michigan wins the tip. And Holloway on the right wing. They'll pass it around as they get set into their offense. Swords with the ball. Pass to Olivia Olson, a driving in. So Michigan the first to score here tonight. Of course, they'll put the pressure on you right away, too.
Right away, and that offensive possession I love. They look to go to Silas Swords as this is her returning game. They want to get her going early, but again, the play did not work out, and guess who got the score? Olivia Olson.
2 freshmen in the starting lineup for the Illini, and they've really been a nice freshman duo. We're talking about Destiny Jackson and Ciara Parchment. Jackson will travel through the lane.
I know Shauna Green not okay with that play. Destiny Jackson went into the trees, and not just, she went into a bunch of them. So a play where she just needs to take it out, stay poised, and continue to get the ball moving. Illinois looking a little rushed to start offensively.
This game could come down to the turnovers. Of course, Michigan very aggressive on the defensive front, averaging about 25 forced turnovers.
And Jenny, about half of those are live ball turnovers. They're steals, which means live ball turnovers. So that's something that Illinois also wants to key in on.
Swords makes it 5-0 with her first 3 of the game. Pressure
no
on
drop
once
off
again.
whatsoever.
Yep. Good to see she's wearing that mask again. Had it on early in the season, removed it, and then after sitting on the bench on Sunday, put it back on. Those are never comfortable adjustments, but one she had to make. Miss and an offensive board. Illinois, another 3-point attempt. They got 3-point happy in Happy Valley. 11 for 22. Not necessarily a great 3-point shooting team, but Shauna Green said, hey, if it's open, take it. Get the best look.
Michigan doing such a great job early defensively. They are closing in on the paint, making it absolutely difficult to get anywhere inside.
2 on the shot clock. Got to shoot it and a make. Jasmine Brown-Hager. I'll start the scoring for Illinois, and what do you know? It comes in the form of a 3-pointer. Inside move and good for Ashley Sofakanik. Breaking the press, and a wide open Wallace will kiss it off the glass.
And I want to credit Destiny Jackson, the freshman, just learning, watching film. She knows that press is coming. She got it up the court real quick, and they were able to break it.
Fast-paced game here so far. Swords driving the lane, and she'll step it on through. 5 early for the sophomore.
That's how you get it going early. When you come back from injury, I mean, Silas Swords is just doing it. Brown-Hager
on the right wing. Kicks to the corner, and another 3-look. That's a miss for Ciara Parchment.
They got the last 3, but you don't want Illinois to settle on the outside for shots. They got to dictate, attack the gaps, and try to get in the lane.
Olsen nails it. 7-point advantage here for Michigan. Perfect from the field are the Wolverines. There's that double team trying to force the ball away. And they will call a backcourt violation on Destiny Jackson off of her.
Michigan already off to a hot start from outside, and who other than Silas Swords. Love that they're getting her going early, and then, I mean, what a luxury for Kim Barnes and Rico to have options. When it's not Silas Swords, then you got Olsen being able to stretch it out. Just be on the lookout. This is a Michigan team that is loaded with scores.
Sofakanik will defeat Swords again, but she'll go to Olsen for 3. Buckets for Olivia Olsen.
Looking like that kind of night for Michigan.
Brooke Quarles-Daniel all over Destiny Jackson, and you talked about the freshman inexperience and how that was going to play out tonight, especially against a tough defense like Michigan. Jackson with the drive. Can't get it to go, and another offensive board, putting it back is Barry Wallace. She has 4.
Yeah, Illinois right now, big key for them. They're going to have to capitalize on as many opportunities as possible, get on the glass, more importantly, get to the free throw line. They're the best free throw shooting team in the country.
Holloway picks it up, feeds inside. Olsen too hard off the glass, and Corals Daniels with the rebound, and she'll get fouled.
You do not want Michigan to beat you on the glass. This is where they are so good. Entry pass in there, gotta box out, gotta get a body. There was nobody there on Corals Daniels, and she just went right up. And 9 times out of 10, you get the rebound. It's either gonna be a 3-ball or a foul underneath.
It's the first missed shot for the Wolverines, and the first free throw good for the senior Brooke Corals Daniels. She joined the 1,000-point club in her game against Michigan, had 8 points, 8 rebounds. Also added 6 assists and 5 steals. She nails both from the charity stripe, and that gives Michigan a 10-point lead. Long shot once again, and a make for Wallace. So Wallace has 7 to lead the Illini.
Wallace is one of those players that can knock it down from outside, so it's good to see her getting that going early.
A short shot from Olsen. Olsen 3 for 5 from the floor now. Wallace with the kick. And Leah Guyton in. Passes back out to Wallace. Another 3.
That's how you size him up. Gotta respect that she just made one.
Double figures for Barry Wallace, coming off 28 against Penn State. That tied a season high for her, and there's a foul inside.
Offensively, with their efficiency, and to your point, Jenny, they just have so many options on that end.
For Corals Daniels with an and 1 opportunity, missing the free throw, coming out of the media timeout. Illinois pushing the ball up, and Dusty Jackson will bring it back out. Letty Vasconcelos on the floor at 6'7". See how they get her involved in the mix. It's been back and forth. 3-point shooting has been key through 5 minutes of play here in the game. Vasconcelos inside, missing the hook.
But I like the look, put some size in there to get something different. They've got Dudley subbed in.
How about Holloway straight to the hoop?
And talk about options. A luxury of having a point guard that can dish it out but score when needed as well.
Her first points of the game, 21-13 Michigan's advantage. Leah Guyton with the kick. Wallace inside, pulls up at the key and misses the jumper. Holloway pushing it up. Corals Daniels outside. Olivia Olsen was hot to start the game, and now Michigan starting to distribute a little bit more. Jackson with the push. What would you like to see Destiny Jackson do against the pressure of this Michigan defense? As Dudley's up ahead and the make.
I want to see her come up with more ball screen action, but I'll tell you what, I love the hesitation, the way she changes the level of the defense. I'm not mad at that drive that she just took. She just has to get it in.
And there's one of those live ball steals, a whistle there as Guyton is going to pick up the foul. That's exactly what Shauna Green is trying to eliminate for the Illini, and that's exactly the kind of pressure Michigan will put on you.
Multiple options, the crossover to the tough finish on that side, and we almost got knocked out over here by Dudley, who made the hustle play, but running the floor as well. So many weapons. Who do you key in on Michigan?
3 turnovers in the game for Illinois. Swords turns and goes. She'll have one more pass, and the finish by Brooke Corals Daniel, who has 6.
Assist, Silas Swords.
There's the trap, and Weber will take it across. Again, Maddie Weber getting the start today for Illinois. If you're just joining us, an offensive board, not able to get it to go. Corals Daniels will push it for Michigan.
Yeah, too many missed bunnies so far for Illinois.
Long 3, misses the rim. And off off the bench. Another long shot. Coming for Tayala Delfas. She started last game in absence of Swords.
So this is the beauty of the balance offensively. Look at all the help on Swords. Then she makes that decision to drop it off to Coral Daniels, who's open. The help side was late. That's how you punish the defense and get them off balance.
Wallace will regather. A lot of pressure up top, and one call as it goes on Dudley.
So I'll tell you what, when that run and jump, when that trap comes, coming off the ball screen, that player has to come and make themselves available so that pass out can be made. Can't leave your player on an island there.
It's the first foul of the game for Michigan here, just under 2 minutes in the first quarter. 25-13, Wolverines up. And ball turned over once again. It's been an 8-0 run over the last 3 minutes here for Michigan. Swords looking to get open. She had a little bit of room, and wide open was Dudley, but she'll have one more pass. Delfas missing, grabs her own rebound. Swords will take a three. Michigan all over the glass, so that time Dudley ends up picking up her second foul. So within about a minute, Dudley quickly picking up two.
You see how physical Michigan is playing. That's the type of team they are. They're also a team that can be undersized, but you really can't see it because they're so physical. Now with Illinois on the defensive end, you've got to box out on the glass. It's too much crashing and going straight to the basket. No one's getting a body.
Illinois out rebounding. Michigan here in the game by 2. Jackson on the left wing. And that's going to be a foul on Ciara Parchment. One of those freshman mistakes there.
Have another look at it. Looks like they got her with the elbow. Oh, yeah. 100% a move and spin. You got to stay in position. You can't lead him with the shoulder. You can't lead him with the elbow. Just stay still. Let your player come off you.
Holloway takes it. And on the miss, another rebound for Illinois. Here comes Weber. She'll pass to Parchment, and they'll work it around. Parchment from the corner. And they got her on stepping out of bounds. Those are the turnovers that frustrate you because they just feel like you got to control the controllables.
Absolutely. I mean, Illinois just looks 100% sped up, and you credit Michigan's defense. How stifling it is. Especially that run and jump is no joke. I think they have not been able to figure that out yet.
12-point lead for Michigan here as time's winding down in the first quarter inside the Swords. That's left short. It looked like a block by Parchment. Wallace was hot early, getting to 10. Haven't seen the sophomore getting involved too much on the offense as of late for the Illini. Inside, Parchment again. Good defense. Seconds left. Holloway with the ball. Crossover, and she banks one in. Give Michigan 27 points here in the first quarter to lead it here. Of course, you're talking about a little bit of inexperience on the court as well in Illinois with a couple of freshmen, and Shauna Green saying we just need moments. We got to keep collecting moments for them to have that experience, and today could obviously be a huge moment. They are definitely getting attacked by this Michigan defense so far, but there's a wide open look. A nice recovery as Jasmine Brown Hager has 5.
And also, we got to remember that Gretchen Dolan's out, so they started with that same lineup this entire season, so you got to believe that's throwing them a bit off rhythm as well to start.
Yeah, there's been a lot of cohesion for Illinois here this season in order to get those starting 5 together. There's a foul call on Ciara Parchment.
So I talked about the run and jump, the trap that Michigan brings off the ball screen. Look at this here. This is how you have the poise. Present yourself. Look, Weber is coming up, making herself available. Got a pass there, boom. Backdoor cut, sneak behind the defense. That's exactly how you get the ball moving. You stay poised. That's what Illinois needs to keep doing on the offensive end.
They're going to try and get into a rhythm here. Whistle on the inbounds, off ball. Be on Maddie Weber for her second. Maddie's who got the start in place of the injured Gretchen Dolan. She'll check out of the game in place of Leah Guyton.
I know Kim Barnes-Rico is happy about that. That's one thing she wanted to do. She said Illinois doesn't have a lot of depth, so she wants to get them in foul trouble, make them go to that bench.
And you can see the frustration by Shauna Green right there. She grabbed the basketball out of bounds off the turnover and just slammed it into the floor. 7 turnovers now for Illinois.
Yeah, I don't know what's worse, a live ball turnover or unforced. Probably the live ball because they're likely to score, but either way, you're giving Michigan the ball back.
Maybe Olsen driving. It's the Holloway outside on Jackson, who just runs right into Sulfacanic. She'll turn and get the ball, but can't get it off the backboard. Offensive rebound, Olsen cutting, and one.
I mean, same thing, different day with the way that Michigan is getting on the glass. You have to get a body on a player because if you don't, then things like this happen. You get another offensive opportunity, and it's with the foul.
And Olsen converting. She has 11 to lead all scorers for Michigan. Wolverines doubling up the Illini, 30-15 here in the second quarter. There's that double team. Jackson works through it. Now Illinois will set up. It's been all Barry Wallace and Brown Hager getting involved, and Wallace gets the ball again. Turn and the jumper good.
Barry Wallace is so good. That's her move, that turnaround jumper.
Mentioned it though, Kim Barnes-Rico really emphasizing as that's going to be a turnover on the travel.
Barry Wallace has just got this down to a silent, what's the word I'm thinking of?
Science.
A science,
Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you.
I remember that subject in school.
My favorite one, so I don't even know how I got tongue-tied there, but that's her move there. She wants to dribble drop, go to the middle. Know that personnel.
Turn and look for Brown Hager. The Brown Hager Wallace show continuing for Illinois. They're going to have to find more scorers if they want to climb back in. This one on the other end is Del Foss with her first points of the game.
Yeah, but to climb back, you can't trade baskets like that. They got to get it done defensively.
That pressure just relentless from Michigan. Jackson on a pass giveaway, a turnover here. And Swords in the middle of the key will put the moves on. Try to use the glass too hard. Swords for 3, that'll work. Swords with 8 in her return to the starting lineup. Shauna Green on the sidelines just trying to find an answer. She's going to send Maddie Weber back into the game with 2 fouls. She's waiting at the scores table. And good for Destiny Jackson.
It's a good look. All you need to do is stay calm, get the ball moving around. Someone is going to be open. Great knockdown by Destiny Jackson.
Michigan up 35-22. It's a tough matchup inside, and a foul called on Illinois.
Relentless on the offensive glass, and what are you rewarded with? A 3-point shot from Silas Sword. She has not let off whatsoever since her return, and when you're poised, you whip that ball around, great things happen, and that's exactly what Illinois needs to keep doing.
Irene Noya Katoida picks up the foul for Illinois. one more sub in as Naomi Benson, the freshman from Ohio, checks in. That's going to be an offensive foul on Alyssa Crockett.
Let's have another look at it here. Yeah, got her with a hip check. I know that all too well because that was me in my college days. I loved hip checking people.
There's a steal from Del Foss and a finish.
Man, Del Foss off the bench, what she's been able to do for Michigan.
Getting in trouble, had to hand it off to Wallace. She now has 3 Wolverines around her. Somebody's open, and it's Maddie Weber who gets stuffed. Swords will hand it back to Crockett. And Olsen on the drive now. Puts the move on Wallace and can't finish. So Olsen, who started out hot, now shooting 50%. A little less than that, 4 for 9. Del Foss back in there. And a block call.
Del Foss has this sneaky length and step through there. Just a good take there.
Leah Guyton picking up her second, so 3 Fighting Illini now with 2 fouls each. And Guyton, Parchment, and Weber. And Del Foss's free throw good.
I'll tell you what, this defense from Michigan has just been, they've wreaked havoc all along in this first half thus far. I mean, they've made it absolutely difficult in transition in the half court, taking away the paint or some tough shots. Made it completely hard for Illinois to find any offensive rhythm.
Especially when the ball keeps getting tipped or turned over, it feels like almost every possession, Michigan's at least getting a hand in there. Pressure relentless, as we talked about. The full court and the double teams. Trying to break it. Weber inside. Naomi Benson with the move. Delay a game warning on Benson.
And Kim Barnes-Arico, she was upset. I think she thought it may be an offensive foul there on that bucket by Benson with the shoulder dip.
Well, that whistle will bring us to a break. 30. Olsen missing the first free throw. Olivia Olsen, a 78% free throw shooter, nails the second. She has 12 points. Barry Wallace, baseline jumper with a miss there, and the ball scrambles around but comes up with the white jerseys in Michigan. We'll have Mila Holloway pushing it up. Loose ball, she collects. Long 3 for Swords. Oh, it's a logo 3. And an offensive board connected for Brooke Daniels.
I'll say a big area of growth that I'm seeing just from this first half for Destiny Jackson as a freshman. She's got to get a body first before trying to pursue the rebound.
Hager left the jumper short, and Holloway pushing the ball up for Michigan. Crockett baked the 3 on the drive. She'll pass. Corals Daniels back out. Inside, and a prayer thrown up by Holloway with no answer. Long pass, wide open, Wallace. 14 points for the sophomore from Ohio. We got to talk to her earlier today. She grew up in Columbus. Not a big Ohio State fan, though, but she did say this. I did grow up, and I still don't like Michigan. Spoken like any true Ohio native, right? Rebound for Wallace. She sees Weber ahead. Brown Hager will set it up with Destiny Jackson up top. (42-26) Michigan. Jackson with the drive, and that's tipped out of her hand.
I do like the adjustment of refusing the ball screen, but again, you've got two players that you're going up against, so someone on your team is open. You gotta dish the ball off.
Crockett with the block. It's a second block for Michigan in this game. Benson passes it out, 2 on the shot clock. Gonna throw up a shot, and it does hit the iron. How about grabbing your rebound, the long one. Can't get the finish though, so Brown Hager not able to get the job done. Olivia Olson on the other end. We'll have a couple shots coming up at the free throw line.
Michigan just so dangerous in transition. They got Holloway who just gets it out and goes. A great run here, draw the contact from Olson.
At the line shooting 2, Olivia Olson.
Olivia Olson, the leading scorer for Michigan with 12. She now has 13 on her first make. Well, let's take a look at some upcoming games on NBC and Peacock this Saturday. Some great men's action as number 2 Iowa State will travel to Cincinnati. Michigan and Oregon hooking up in the Pacific Northwest. Purdue and USC, and then St. John's and Villanova for the nightcap.
Illinois got to get a score. I want to see them get into some rhythm offensively just to get them going into the second half.
Passes across, 2 on the shot clock, and the ball can't bounce in for Aaliyah Guyton.
That's not what they've had so many missed bunnies early in this game, but you credit to the length that Michigan poses when you get into the paint.
Del Foss was looking to draw the foul possibly, but ends up getting the travel call. See if Illinois can capitalize. We talked about the turnovers. 9 turnovers for Illinois turned into 16 Michigan points. 3 turnovers for Michigan, just 2 points off of those for the Fighting Illini. Wallace with the drive and one.
When in doubt, you have to go to your best player, and that is Barry Wallace. When she gets downhill, my girl is on a mission. She's going downhill, she's getting the bucket. That's a tough finish. She is such a physical player and is so great when taking that physicality.
Shauna Green said as much to us today after shoot-around, and that's the person we turn to, right? The one that can get you back on track. She's also been the leader as she connects the three-point plate for 17. But that's a lot to ask for a sophomore. She's been able to handle it so far. Baseline drive, picking up for Olson. Pass to Swords, knocked around by Destiny Jackson. 7 on the shot clock here for the Wolverines, and the drive left short by Holloway, but the follow-through can't be finished by Olson all over the glass in those second chance opportunities.
Let me tell you something. Outside of taking care of the basketball, Shauna Green is going to go into that locker room at halftime and say, get on the glass. No body on Olson right there. What happens? The foul. You don't get a body on the blackout, but you get the body on the foul.
That's right.
Can't have that. That has to be so frustrating for a coach.
So Leah Guyton and Maddie Weber both with 3 fouls for Illinois. Second free throw made by Olson. She's at 15. Trying to catch up to Barry Wallace, who leads all scorers for Illinois, but they trailed 45-29. Brown Hager has gotten in on the scoring action. She has 7. The ball right now. And Wallace looking for a screen. Double teams. She'll pass it off to Brown Hager for 3.
Yeah, I'll say Illinois has done a lot better of a job adjusting to that run and jump. They've not had ball screens at the top of the key where that trap is coming. They've been able to move the ball around, get off ball screen action going. A lot more poised.
Listen to Holloway. Through the key and right off the glass.
I mean, Holloway has the size advantage there. She is strong as heck.
Kim Barnes-Arico telling us today that Holloway's confidence has just upped its game. She has such a good understanding of the X's and O's of basketball that she plays well beyond her grade as a sophomore. 10 on the shot clock, 10 on the game clock here to go till halftime.
Michigan foul whistled against number 15, Ashley Sofakanik.
Ashley Sofakanik picks up her first.
Team's third. Irene Noya continued back for Illinois.
A couple subs in here with 9.1 seconds to the half. "15-point game. Illinois looking for a little bit of momentum going into the locker room. Jackson loses the ball. Another turnover. Michigan's way. Olivia Olson throws up the last-second shot, and it doesn't go in. But Michigan's offense has done.
They've been turning it over and not getting to the free throw line.
Here Wallace to the line. This will just be the second team free throw of the game, and you saw that Wallace has been a big part of the production along with Jasmine Brown-Hager. Really the only offense for the Fighting Illini here in Ann Arbor. And a couple of free throws. Down, it's 48-34. Swords with a bobble, and it'll go into the hands of Jasmine Brown-Hager. She stops and pops. Missed there. Holloway touched it last, so it'll stay with Illinois.
But I love the hustle. Brown-Hager, she's actually been very great hustling in these plays. Just great defense. Got to capitalize offensively.
As the season goes on for Michigan. Their start has been so hot. Inside, there's Parchment.
It's a great way to execute out of the timeout. And we talked about it. Not a lot of looks for Parchment early on. You got to credit Michigan's perimeter defense. They made it so hard for her to even get the ball, the guards to get Parchment the ball into the paint.
Parchment averages close to 12 points a game and was for her first of the night here in the third quarter. Swords for three. That misses, but too easy for Sofakanik, who collects the trash and takes it out. Point difference. It was a 15-point lead at the half for Michigan. For Shauna Green, you want to win the quarters. You're going to have to do a lot more than that to crawl back into this one. Second chance points with a help, but the ball goes to Michigan, and now a whistle. It's going to be a foul on Jasmine Brown-Hager.
Number 8, Jasmine Brown-Hager, her third.
So her third. Foul trouble up and down for a roster that's not very deep. Being tested here tonight. The absence of Gretchen Dolan. Now you have 3 fouls on Brown-Hager. Guiding off the bench with 3 fouls. And Maddie Weber, who had to start with 4 fouls. Olsen on the baseline. Passes it off to Holloway. They go inside. Sofakanik with the move off the glass.
Sofakanik was like, give me that ball. And then I love the read, the look over the shoulder. She didn't go into the help with Wallace there. She went over the strong side and kissed it off the glass.
Talked so much about the sophomore trio for Michigan, but you add in Sofakanik and her experience, Patriot League Player of the Year last season at Bucknell. Transferring in, and there's a move. Get the whistle for Parchment as well to get her to the line.
There we go. Now we're seeing some added depth to this offense. I like the move there, the finish.
33, Taylor Fox. To the line, shooting 1, 30, Parchment.
88.3% from the free throw line, and perfect here tonight so far from Chrysler Center, although not a lot of opportunities. 4 for 4. Parchment now with 5 points after the 3-point play. Illinois would like to create a turnover of sorts. Sulfurcanic with the shot. A chase for the rebound, and Guyton will take it down and all the way in.
Stop to score, that's how you chip away at it. And I think offensively, if Illinois can continue to get to the free throw line, they can generate some more, get some more points up on the board.
Destiny
Jackson picking up a check foul, and checking in is Kendall Dudley. Transfer from UCLA, averaging 17.2 minutes per game here for Michigan.
Such a perfect fit into this program. You're talking about a UCLA team that's stout as well on both ends of the floor. They play efficiently. That's just a great addition. Dudley just fitting very well into this Michigan squad.
Great hustle from Parchment on one end, the other end cashing in is Brown Hager. She has 12.
There we go. This is the momentum that Illinois wants to see. This is a huge, can they get the stop here?
8-0 run over the last minute for Illinois. And there's another Illinois rebound. Parchment collecting it. Michigan's lead to 8. Can they keep it moving? 9 on the shot clock. Wide open. Guyton cashing in.
Love the poise there by Parchment. Everybody was up on Wallace. All the defense was loaded on one side, and you had Guyton way too wide open, knocking it down.
Destiny Jackson will get the foul that'll send Mila Holloway to the free throw line.
I mean, this is just such a great pass, blowing up that handoff, nothing there. Parchment just so poised, getting it to Guyton for 3.
Holloway trying to stop the run for Illinois, an 11-0 run to this moment. And now the free throw good for Holloway. 6 points, a mere 6 points for Michigan. We've seen their lead dwindle here in the third quarter. 8 points for Holloway. Off-ball whistle. Holloway with her second foul, and she'll check out as Olivia Olson back in the game. Big difference here, Asia, between those first 2 quarters and what we're seeing here in the third.
And I think just finding shots more in rhythm. Again, we saw the turnovers, super rushed offensively in that first half. They look so much more calm. The ball's moving around, and they're getting high percentage looks. And it reflects in the percentages.
It's so important to get more players involved, including Ciara Parchment, who has the ball. She takes a dribble, but short on the jumper. Dudley driving, and she'll go all the way.
So many weapons for Michigan.
Under 5 minutes here in the third quarter. 56-47 Michigan. Guyton to her left. Wide open. Brown Hager in and out. Olson for 3. 18 points for the super sophomore Olivia Olson. At the conclusion of this season, you talk about the Big Ten schedule as Illinois starts with the ball here in the fourth quarter. How difficult it is when you only have one partner in the conference that you're playing home and away with. You're just facing everybody once, and that's why every game becomes so much more meaningful. And is out of the gate, Illinois scores behind Guyton.
Yeah, every game matters with the one matchup there, but I mean, again, we talked about how staunch the Big Ten is. So much opportunity to build your resume with how stacked it is.
So Mechanic has 9 now for the Wolverines. See if Illinois can't find themselves on another run. They cut Michigan's lead to as little as 5 in the third quarter. Well, then watch Michigan and their offense just take over once again. To the hoop for Guyton. Well, the rolls bumped up for Illinois, and there's a nice get for Wallace. Dolan start to go, where are we going to find production? You got to use the bench player. The bench gets shorter. You have a couple freshmen in your starting lineup that are continuing to grow on a tough environment, or in a tough environment like this one, against a very tough physical team, an aggressive team, and a team that likes to shoot the 3 tonight. Silo Swords with 11.
I mean, Silo Swords is a player that scores in bunches. It's always right timing of her just being able to provide a spark.
Swords with 3 3-pointers tonight in Olsen's 4. 7 in total for Michigan. Weber with the jumper short. Olsen with the feed to Solfa-Kanek, and this will go the other way on an offensive foul.
Teams first.
I know, it's so nice for Michigan to be able to have Silo Swords back.
Back on the floor for your Wolverines.
Pass here with the kick out back to Swords. I mean, that is just textbook ball movement, poise, and patience for Michigan. Something they do so well.
Of fun too, right? We saw shoot around today. They open up with some fun. Get together in a circle. Have a little skit to start things off. Right, keep it light.
They killed the skit.
They
did a little skit, and it was the theme were the game keys for the day. They had a little stepping action in there. We're creating their own beats. It was really good.
If we had our cards, we could have held up a 10 because I think they deserved it. Silas Swords led that one. I think there was energy in that too, right? Knowing that you missed Swords in the last game. She's back in the starting lineup. Immediately, as the leader of this team, you felt that wide open. Barry Wallace missing. And Weber with the feet too long. That'll be a turnover.
Again, you bring that up, Silo Swords coming back into her game. That also speaks to the unselfishness of Michigan, because they looked to her early in the game. They really wanted to get her going.
Wells Daniels passes inside. Dudley looks back for her. She'll hand it off to Swords. Into Dudley, putting on the post moves. Dudley for 6. 6:26 here in the game. 76-59. Lead for Michigan. Wells Daniels with the cut and the spin move. Didn't get it near the basket, and Weber will come up with it. She'll push down. Weber started the game with the 4 fouls left her on the bench, and there's some points from 3-point range. Start to work backwards. If you could have gotten Maddie Weber involved earlier in the offense, she averages double figures. You don't get your first points till the 4th quarter. Hard to get in a rhythm when you're in foul trouble.
Between that, the turnovers, not getting to the free throw line. We talked about Parchment not getting in on the scoreboard either early in the first half. You're right. I mean, it would have been a completely different game.
Dudley loses the ball, collects, and uses the glass.
I mean, everything just working Michigan's way.
20 second chance points. You mentioned the points off turnovers at 21. That adds up to 50% of their points scored in those two ways tonight. And for Illinois, you talk about the gauntlet of a schedule. Inside to Wallace. She's at 25. I feel like there can be growth and learning and opportunity as you continue to challenge yourself through the schedule. There's a travel for Dudley, and this will go Illinois' way. You also think about how exhausting it is to fight nights.
You know, you talk about someone being fly.
Oh, I mean, always
and fitted.
Fly, fitted.
Kim Barnes-Oliva.
Put her at the top right there. Missed layup by Jasmine Brown-Hager for Illinois and a whistle. I mean, I like the shoe game going on the court for Michigan, too.
The bright Jordans? Hello.
I mean, that has to be fun. It can never get old to get a nice, fresh pair of Jordans in your locker to look at.
I mean, I'm not a sneakerhead whatsoever. I'm very much wear the same comfortable shoe.
I just don't believe that about you.
I'm so serious.
Another turnover here for Illinois. Unfortunately, that has been their bugaboo tonight. 15 turnovers. And Michigan's going to try and capitalize once again with some points off of that. 78-64 Michigan. Feet inside and a whistle. Mary Wallace got a hand on it, but first some contact, so she picked up her second foul. Holloway gets it into Swords on the baseline. Holloway at the top of the key. A cutting Del Foss is knocked away by Illinois, and they get the ball on a turnover. Shot is good by Jasmine Brown-Hager.
I'm loving to continue to see the fight from Illinois in this matchup.
Illinois was going to need to find someone to step it up from an offensive perspective and really give Brown-Hager a lot of credit. She's averaging 5.4 points per game. She's at 16.
I mean, she's just played, she's hustled, she's been physical, super active just this entire game.
Collected 4 threes as well. 9 for 18 from three-point range is Illinois. Last couple games, they've shot 50%. And they're not a huge three-point shooting team. Clean up the court a bit. I wonder what fan brought the best shoes to the game, as it is the sneakerhead night. I know they were giving away a pair of Jordan 11s. How's that for a fan giveaway?
I know, right? I wish they would have like pulled me aside and asked me the question, because I could use a pair of sneakers right now.
A comfortable pair, as we've learned. And you gotta like how Jasmine Brown-Hager was able to bait that. Swords picked up her third. It's 14 fouls now for Michigan with 3:39 here in the fourth quarter. For Illinois, Brown-Hager at the top of that list. She has 4 fouls. And Weber also with 4 fouls, took the shot and missed. Holloway drive, step back. Fight for the ball. We'll end up with Illinois. Mary Wallace looks ahead, and these two have been trying to cash in, but right there, Brown-Hager couldn't finish.
Yeah, that's one you gotta have.
You can see the frustration for the junior. She was so excited on the defensive end. They got an offensive foul call. Other end, but he can't turn it into points. A lot of disappointment. Jump ball, possession will be with the Wolverines.
Michigan basketball.
Three turnovers for Michigan here in the last couple minutes.
Back on the floor,
They're up to 11, and when you look at Illinois, 14 points off those. So if they're going to get back in this somehow, it's going to be from their tight defense and then trying to take it to the hoop and maybe get to the line. But other ideas for Michigan as Mila Holloway continues the separation, 81-67 now.
That's just knowing personnel, knowing the play. I know Illinois worked on this, and it's just common knowledge that the person inbounding the ball likely to get the ball when they come in. Mila Holloway definitely a capable three-point shooter.
Jackson swing pass over to Barry Wallace. This is where they want the ball. Three-pointer short from Brown Haggard. Michigan will push it up, stop and pop for Olsen. She can't get it to go. 2 minutes left in the game. Turn and shoot, and there's a whistle. Parchment hit the deck hard.
And I give Parchment credit because she was missed on the post-up on the other end, was frustrated with that, but got the rebound, now came back and was able to get on the glass and get the foul call.
Well, Michigan a perfect 13-0 this season when they score at least 80 points and a pretty good record under their 14th year head coach in Kim Barnes-Arico. 125-10 when her team scores at least 80. She's only lost 10 games when her team gets to 80.
Well, listen, there's a lot of upside there because they don't get more than 80. How they shoot at such a high clip, how efficient they are, the ball movement. I mean, this is such an offensively sound team that Kim Barnes-Arico has.
Sarah Parchment knocks down her second free throw after the first miss all night for Illinois from the charity stripe. They're 9 for 10. Swords gets it across to Dudley. And her teammates come through. Michigan up by 13. Swords with the dribble off the screen. Feed inside, Delphos with a nice cut.
I mean, Michigan is so fun to watch because they're so unselfish. So many weapons offensively. They score inside and out.
21 bench points for Michigan. Most of those coming from Delphos with her 13. Three-pointer rattled out from Weber. As Daniels misses the layup. Holly got the ball knocked away. And Michigan will reset here. 50 seconds left in the game, and the crowd here in Ann Arbor feeling another victory at home, up 83-68. This will stop play with 43 seconds to go. Here's a look at the upcoming schedule for Michigan. A big one on Monday for the MLK tournament against Vanderbilt. They'll face the #5 team in the country coming up. That's going to be a really exciting potential NCAA tournament type preview.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Taking on a #5 in Vanderbilt. I mean, that Michaela Blakes is something else when you talk about that offense. Vanderbilt also bringing that defense. They love to push pace. That's going to be a high temp. That's going to be a really fun matchup.
He'll be in your home state. Coretta Scott King Classic on MLK Day in New Jersey.
Up the street from me, too.
You going to walk to the game?
Yeah, might have to.
I know you're not driving to the game.
Give me a slice.
Wallace
Sit
is
back,
fouled.
relax.
That's right.
Michigan foul is against #1 Olivia.
And Illinois, after this road trip they've been on, will have a breather at home on Sunday against Northwestern, and then it's back to the ranked teams, Nebraska and UCLA, the #3 team in the country this week, to close out the month of January, and really to close out the huge stretch they've been on. Wallace misses her first free throw attempt tonight. She's 7 for 8.
I mean, ranked or not, you're just getting a tough matchup every one you go into. I mean, Washington, they're not a team to count out as well.
26 points for Barry Wallace, too shy of her season high that she's had twice. DeFoss on the other end. Nice movement from Michigan. Seconds left. Offensive board by Parchment. Gonna try and get one last score here. Weber for 3. And there's a miss, and Michigan will hold it to the finish.
But it's the break back. Pagula, she does this so often. Back onto level terms.